nice to you and love you before we get started, so that you stop being such a grump.
Please don't do this.
And you transform into a beautiful butterfly. And you spread your wings of happiness.
Stop.
What's today's video about?
A viewer wanted to know if we had any suggestions of places to eat at the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Disney Springs. So without further ado, here we go. Drum roll, please.
3, 2, 1. Bum, 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 bum.
Okay.
I just came up with that one.
You're so smart.
Yeah. Did you think of any while I was telling you that I came up with that?
No.
You still don't? Okay.
I thought of that lion roaring at the beginning of those movies.
Oh, the MGM, like the old MGM.
Yeah.
Like, oh. God. That's bad. Good job.
All right, let's actually start now.
Epcot. The first thing that I want to talk about is things that are really popular at Epcot.
So one of the most popular things at Epcot is to drink around the world.
Yeah. Drinker Bell. This is a really popular thing to do at Epcot, but there are a lot of people who go to Epcot who do not have that on the agenda at all. You can totally go to Epcot and just avoid that whole scene altogether.
We thought about the single most popular place to drink would be in Mexico.
La Cava del Tequila. It's a really popular bar, and for good reason. It's decorated nicely, it's dark, it's kind of personal and small, and they have any kind of tequila or margarita that you can think of. Actually, La Cava del Tequila has one of your favorite things.
It's avocado and melon margarita, and I like to get it to go.
Another drink that's really popular at Epcot is going to be the orange slush in France. And I believe it has,
I think it's Grand Marnier.
yeah, Grand Marnier, Grey Goose orange, and orange juice. And that's a really popular drink. A lot of people find it very refreshing. It's something that we still haven't tried. I think just because you establish your favorites and then you get nostalgic for them and you want to go back and have them again. So there's still a lot of things that we have yet to try.
All right, but as we said, alcohol isn't for everyone. So what else can you do at Epcot?
Say you're showing up in the morning. Where can you go to get breakfast? Where would you want to go for breakfast?
Where would I want to go for breakfast?
Now's where I would want to throw in a dream sequence if we had that kind of technology where we get wavy and it like goes and then like you're there.
If I have a lot of plans for the day, breakfast was more of a box to check and less of a thing in and of itself that I was looking forward to. I like to go to Sunshine Seasons. It's in the Land Pavilion.
It's sort of cafeteria style. Generally speaking, you're going to find fresh fruit, pastries, like continental breakfast things, and then like your standard hot breakfast items. Sometimes it changes seasonally. Oftentimes there's a little bit of a twist on them, especially around lunchtime. We'll have things that are a little bit Asian influenced or things like that. And all the drinks are self-serve. So it's very easy to just walk in and have a meal there. And especially during breakfast, it's usually not too crowded if you get there early.
It's kind of an easy place to go to if you haven't made a reservation anywhere.
Another good quality about this place is that it's very accommodating. Maybe especially if you have kids. That would be a good thing if you have picky eaters. They can kind of put together something maybe that's a little more bland for you that might be good. Okay, the other breakfast place that I would talk about is Leal Bakery in France. Now, the great thing about Leal is it is one of the only places in the World Showcase that is open early at park opening. Breakfast is, I think, the best time to go to this place because it gets really crowded later in the day.
Yeah.
Like, especially during dinner time when people are just like, I don't know what I want. I know that place is open. It has good stuff. And I've never eaten anything at Leal that I thought wasn't good.
It's really nice. They have savory and sweet things to eat.
Dessert is available during breakfast time, so if you're not sure that you're going to make it back to France to try some pastry, you can go ahead and grab it with your breakfast.
Honestly, it's just as fast as Sunshine Season, so...
Yeah. Bonus info, Kringla Bakery in Norway is also open in the mornings. There are other places that are table service breakfasts, but for us, we prefer to do breakfast quickly. And Kringla is one of those other popular choices for snacks, and that is the school bread. This is kind of controversial, actually.
I heard this rumor. I don't think it can be true that some people don't like the school bread.
I think the reason for this is that school bread is not super sweet. What it is, it's basically like a round bun, and it has like a cream filling and some coconut along the outside. It's like a spiced bun. I think people look at it and they hear about it and they think, oh, it's going to be sweet, like a cinnamon roll, but it's not iced all over like that.
It has like a filling.
Yeah, it
Like
does.
a donut.
Right, but it's like a very mild custard filling. It's not super sweet and it's not fried. So I think that's why some people don't like it, because it's somewhere in between the world of like a plain bagel filled with custard and a cinnamon roll.
And a donut. If someone asked me what it was, I would just say it's a donut.
And you would be wrong. Don't listen to him. So anyway, I think it's a really good breakfast, though. If you don't want something super sweet with a cup of coffee, it's really nice.
Yeah.
That would be Nick's vote for favorite
The
dessert.
best donut at Epcot.
Best donut. Dessert at Epcot. This is really tough because I would basically say go to France and eat anything and I would be happy. There's like a caramel store in Germany that I still have not fully explored. But when it comes down to it, like a treat that I really like to get is kakigori. And kakigori is shaved ice. It's at this little booth in Japan. I'm an ice freak. I love ice. So it doesn't like get super duper clumpy like some shaved ice treats do. It comes with, I think, either melon, cherry, tangerine. You can also get alcoholic versions, and it's pretty cheap. I want to say right now it's hovering at around $4. And I know it's just ice and syrup, but for a snack at Disney, I think that's pretty good. Other snacks, non-sweet snacks that we like at Epcot. What would you say is your favorite non-sweet snack at Epcot?
I like to go to Canada and buy the ketchup-flavored potato chips. Ketchup-flavored potato chips.
To make them taste better, you can always wash them down with a $20 shot of Enniskillen. Good tip right there. My favorite non-sweet snack is definitely, I think I'm going to go with the popcorn cart outside of the Imagination Pavilion. Now, this is the popcorn cart at Epcot, the only one right now that is serving flavored popcorn. So instead of just having butter, they have buffalo, cheddar, and sour cream. Now, in my opinion, the cheddar is not super flavorful. I just kind of get like a waxy consistency from it.
I'd probably just get the buffalo one and the sour cream.
Mix them together and it's great because the buffalo one's spicy, the sour cream one is kind of cool and refreshing. So yeah, I think they're perfect if you just mix those two flavors together.
Talking about this popcorn, I feel like I need something to drink now.
This is crazy because you know what? Just a few steps away is Club Cool. Yeah.
That's cool.
Club Cool usually opens again, not with park opening, but later in the day.
10:30, I think.
I think usually, and that's okay because our popcorn cart isn't going to be open until later in the day too. So, buddies, if you go to Club Cool, you obviously have to try the Beverly.
Yeah, you guys will love it.
We could describe it here, and we would do it really well because it's us. But we won't. We'll just let you try it.
All right, but if you actually want one that doesn't make you want to throw up in your mouth,
Oh, no.
you should have Melon Frosty Fanta. That's a really good one.
That's your vote. My vote is for the Guarana. I always screw this up. Guarana Quat.
Yes.
It might be Guarana Quatch. I'm not sure. A cast member at Skipper Canteen once made an off-color joke to us about the name of that, and ever since then. The last thing we're going to talk about here is table service. There are a lot of places that are popular for different reasons. If you love pizza, you're obviously going to go to Italy. Chefs de France is a wonderful place. I am not going to put that one down at all. I just haven't been there in a while.
Speaking of Chefs de France,
Yeah.
have you ever been there and thought, I wish this was just a little fancier and had just a little bit higher elevation? Yes, I know you have. 'Cause
Sure.
Who hasn't thought that? There's actually a restaurant on top of there called Monsieur Paul.
The entrance is actually staring at the entrance of Leal Bakery, where
Right,
you
they
had
face
breakfast.
each other. You'll want to make sure to make a reservation for that place. They might actually have a dress code there.
It's definitely one of Disney's signature dining restaurants. It is normally very quiet. It's not a place I would recommend if you're bringing children, if I'm being honest. I believe that they do have a children's menu. If your kids are like, they get anxious at restaurants and they're just ready to move on with their life, I would not recommend it. But what's great is it has a view of, the walkway out in front of France, because you're up on the second level. The service there is really wonderful. The desserts are like otherworldly. right?
They're French.
So
Then there's also Le Salier in Canada. That's also another nice signature restaurant. Canadian food is kind of similar, I would say.
yeah.
It's like meat and potatoes done very well type of food.
I will say that Le Cellier too is a very popular option. It's not as quiet as Monsieur Paul. Sometimes you go in there and the tables are kind of close together, so it's not as private. But it is like very pretty. It's kind of dark inside, so if you like that sort of look, lots of wood, lots of mosaic and glass and things like that, you'll think it's nice. The thing that everybody comes here for is the pretzel bread. You can request more of it if you want it. The cheddar soup and the poutine. These are not the traditional poutine per se. Like they're a little zhuzhed up, but they're delicious. Of course, a lot of people recommend the filet there. Anytime you go to a Disney signature restaurant, our opinion is go with what they recommend.
The last place I want to recommend as a table service place, and we actually ate at this place 3 trips in a row, is the Beer Garden in Germany.
Beer Garden, baby.
And I don't know.
You're supposed to fist bump me now. Oh.
Fist bump. And I guess maybe it might be a negative that you have to sit at a table with strangers, but that's really never been any sort of issue.
It's not. You would think so. Especially with us, we tend to really like our privacy, and it's always been a good experience because you're always sitting at the table with someone friendly.
Most importantly, it's a German buffet.
Yeah.
And it's all you can eat. I mean, and they have live German music.
The Oompa Band, I think that's what they call it, the Oompa Band. It's so great. If you want to go see the band, they're so much fun. Even if you have kids, I would recommend bringing them here. Every time we go and that Oompa Band plays, like kids immediately like rush the floor, like they want to dance to it. It's just really neat. It's fun to watch, but they do not play right at open. So if you want to hear them, do not book your lunch right at the beginning. Wait an hour or so.
So for table service with our suggestions, the least child-friendly maybe would be Monsieur Paul, then Le Salier would be a little bit more, and then the Beer Garden would be the most, even though it's called the Beer Garden. It's kind of confusing, but it's probably important to say. If you go during lunch, there's not a lot of drunk people there.
No, that's true. I don't know about dinner.
We've never been there for dinner, but at lunchtime, everyone's on good behavior, and we've never encountered any drunk people. So.
Yeah. So, okay. Moving on with our lives. I feel like there's so much more that we could say. I want to say something about table service that's like specifically family friendly, but
we gotta go. The monorail's here. Come on.
Read.
We're going to the Magic Kingdom now. Watch it, honk if parts fall off.